Hello and welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, and a quite ludicrous looking puzzle for you today. This is by James Kopp, and perhaps unsurprisingly the name of the puzzle is That's Three in the Corner. And it is. That's three in the corner. That's three in the spotlight, losing its religion. And well, the rules of this one, which I will try to read to you with a straight face, are interesting indeed, and it is remarkable. It is miraculous that this has a unique solution. But I love the idea of it. And James Kopp's featured on the channel so many times over the years. But actually, Mark tends to be allocated these by the testers. So it's a real pleasure and a treat for me today to get to do one of James' puzzles. So this is what we're going to have a look at in a moment or two's time. I am freezing today, by the way. I don't know what has happened to the weather, but I think it's certainly turned autumnal here in Surrey. It is jolly cold. Anyway, that's not really anything to do with Sudoku, is it? Let's talk about a couple of other things. Yes, we are streaming. We're streaming again on Tuesday night, and this is the one many of you have been requesting. When we reached 600,000 subscribers on YouTube, we released a free pack of puzzles. You can get that pack of puzzles, just there's a link under the video, and it's got puzzles in it by people like Fistamafel and Codec and James Sinclair, yeah, each of those puzzles is sort of themed on 600,000 in some way, and many of you have said, could we solve those? And well, yes, we can. We've also, well, Mark and I have solved each of the puzzles already, but each of us has only solved one of the puzzles, if you see what I mean. So, for example, the Fistamafel one, I haven't solved yet. Mark tested that one. The James Sinclair one, I have tested, but Mark hasn't. So it should be still a good stream in the sense that we'll each get to solve puzzles that we haven't solved before. So 10 p.m. UK time on Tuesday is when this all happens, and yeah, it should be great. So we'd love to have your company if you have any time free. Then it must also be around that day. Maybe it is that day. Is that the 1st of October? Tuesday? It probably is. We are also releasing a brand new Sudoku hunt, Caroline's Halloween Adventure. This is our Patreon reward competition for the month of October, created for us by the Paint by Numbers Institute, featuring loads of these Japanese sum Sudokus, which are very, very good fun indeed. You get a picture if you can solve them correctly. And I will tell you that this month's reward is definitely easier than last month's. So if you're relatively new to variant Sudoku, you should have a very good chance still of finishing the pack. So that's coming up on the 1st. And I've got some birthdays to do, so let's do some birthdays. JT, over there in Austin, Texas, it is your birthday today, and I know this because your girlfriend Jodie wrote to us and told us that you do a lot of the crossword videos together, which I'm delighted to hear. I mean, we love making the crossword videos. The YouTube algorithm doesn't think they're as popular, but we think that for the people who like them, they're sort of doubly popular, which can't be reflected in the context of a simple button press on a like button. But anyway, JT, many happy returns. I hope you get chocolate cake today. Now, somebody who I know loves chocolate cake is Nekame. Hopefully I'm saying that rightly. Nekame. And I know it's your birthday today. Now, well, I know it's your birthday because we had an email from, I think it's your partner, and I think that, well, all we know is that the sort of email address incorporated the word salty, but we don't know the name. So I'm sorry, but I know you love chocolate cake. So Nakame, I hope that you have an absolutely brilliant birthday today, and I hope you know who to thank for the shout out. And then next, Shreya, it's your birthday, and I know this because Shivam wrote to us, and I think Shivam is your boyfriend, and Shivam said that he's if you want it, he will ensure you get chocolate cake every day for a year. Well, I mean, that sounds like an offer you can't refuse, frankly. If you like chocolate cake, it'd be quite funny if you didn't. But if you do like chocolate cake, it sounds like you have the potential to get a lot of it. Make sure it's good quality cake with plenty of icing, Shreya, and many, many happy returns. That's the birthdays. So let's turn our attention to That's Three in the Corner, and I will read you the rules to James Kopp's puzzle. They are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so we're going to have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Within a 3x3 box, orthogonally connected cells must have a difference of at least 3. Now, what does that mean? An orthogonal connection is a connection across an edge. So these two cells are orthogonally connected. These two cells are not orthogonally connected because they only touch one another at a point. So if we put, I'm going to put 5 in the middle of the grid. Let's just think about how that would work. Then these cells would all have to be at least 3 different from 5. So they would have to be 1s, 2s, 8s, or 9s, I think. I think that's right. I don't see how you could put 4, 6, or 3 or 7 next to a 5. So that is already a very unusual rule indeed. In fact, I must have done a puzzle with that rule set in it before, but I don't remember. Now, next part of the rules. No jokes, thank you. Place an arrow in the grid with its single cell circle in box 1. So there's going to be an arrow circle up here. Oh, let me go to the line drawing tool and then we can play around with this. So there's going to be an arrow. Arrows in Sudoku are sort of this type of thing, and the digits along the arrow, you put some digits in here and they add up to the digit in the circle. So let's just make that clear before we go on. So place an arrow in box 1 with a straight shaft and the tip of its shaft in box 9. Okay. And the circle plus the shaft is 8 cells long. And so it's a very long arrow. Yeah, so it's a 7-cell arrow, that's telling us, isn't it? It's a 7-cell arrow going into a circle. Yeah, okay, I was thinking that's impossible, but no, it is possible. Digits on the shaft sum to the digit in the circle of that arrow. So we're going to have to put an arrow down here, or sorry, a circle somewhere in here. Extend an arrow somewhere down to the bottom of the grid. So let's do an example. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. That must be 7. That must be a 7-length arrow. And then what we do is we populate the arrow with digits, such that those digits add up to that circle, which I can actually see now is not, that's actually impossible. That is not the arrow we're looking for. But anyway, that's solving. Do have a go. I have no idea how hard this is. It might be quite hard. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. In fact, I shouldn't have deleted that because I'm just going to explain why that's impossible straight away. So if we do a straight arrow with the tip in box 9 and it's 7 cells of arrow, which is what I've drawn here. The problem we've got with this arrow is these 3 digits will add up. They will at least be 1, 2, and 3, won't they? And these these 3 will at least be 1, 2, and 3. And now I've got 6 worth here, 6 here. So I'm already on 12 before I add this digit in. And I simply cannot write 12 into the circle. That's not going to work. And I suspect that means that this might be impossible as well. So if we draw that one in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, that doesn't work either. Because again, we've got 6 minimum here with a 1, 2, 3 triple, a minimum of a 1, 2 pair there. So we're already on 9, which is the maximum for the circle. And we've still got 2 more cells to add in. So that doesn't work. Now, where 1, 2, 3, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, okay, look at these 2 squares. These 2 squares simply cannot accept an arrow that is 7 cells long because, well, let's try and put a circle here. You'll see what I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoops, that's not long enough. It needs to be 8 cells long altogether with 7 cells of arrow. So it can't be here. By symmetry, it can't be there. And these run into the edge of the grid very quickly as well. Whoopsie. That's not long enough either. So we're actually only left with 2 possibilities for where the circle of the arrow is going to go. Maybe I use different colours then. So, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That works. So that must work by symmetry. So it's one of these arrows is correct. Now, are we maxed out is the question. We are. Yeah, we're maxed out. And the reason I can see we're maxed out is, look, we've got two cells along each arrow that are in the same box of the Sudoku. So the minimum we can put into those squares is going to be a 1-2 pair in each case. 1 and 2 add to 3, 2 lots of 3 is 6, and there are 3 arrow cells still unavailable, which are all going to have to take the digit 1. And this arrow is going to be those 3 and those 2. Maverick's about to fly over. So we now know, I don't know how we do this in terms of pencil marking, but there is a 9 in one of these 2 cells, depending on which of these is the arrow. And there's a whole plethora of 1s splotched around the grid. So there's a 1 definitely in one of those. Oh, I see. These corner pencil marks are intended to be box logic. So by putting a corner pencil mark into one of these 2 squares, I'm saying one of these 2 squares in box 1 contains a 1. Now I know one of those 2 squares is a 1, but if I put that like that, it's not reflecting box logic, is it? It's reflecting one of these 2 squares is a 1, and these are not in the same box. Same is true here. So is it, okay, so is it this funny rule? What's the funny rule? Within no, well, yeah, maybe. Because these are all diagonal, we're not going to be able to avail ourselves of the funny rule directly, are we? We're going to be able to say things about that square, for instance, because this square sees, I mean, either we've got 9, 1 here, or we've got 9, 1 here. So this square can't be within 3 of 1. Well, it needs to be at least 3 different. So it can be 4, but it can't be 3. So it could be 4, 5, or 6, I want to say. I don't think it can be 7, because 7 is too close to 9. But actually, that's not a terribly large restriction, is it? And this digit, the middle digit of the grid definitely sees a 1 and a 2 in either here or here. So it has to be at least 5. But I think it literally can be 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Which is even more unrestricted than this digit, and that's the same. That's also 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, isn't it? Because again, one of these is a 1, one of these is a 2. The 2 could be next to a 5. That is 3 away from it. Okay, so let me just think about this for a second or two then. So actually, I don't even like how I've pencil marked these 1s and 2s. They're not accurate. They're sort of, that's much more accurate. There's either a 1, 2 here and a 1, 2 here, or there's a 1, 2 here and a 1, 2 here. Right, I do see it. Okay. Right, we can rule out the red line. The red line is not the line we're looking for. And if you haven't seen why that's the case, pause the video and see if you can see it, because it's really pretty actually. It's really clever. It's a really clever beginning. This is going to give me loads of digits because the green line is correct. Right, and anyway, for those of you who managed to do it, congratulations. The reason we can't make this red line, the arrow, is look where the 3 1s go on it. They go in those positions, look. Now, here's a question. Where are we going to put 1 in box 7? And by Sudoku, there's that cell left, I believe. And that cannot be a 1 because it would be next to the 3 in the corner. So the 3 in the corner is doing a magnificent job there. So this arrow is not right. Yeah, I can just delete it. So this is 9. These are all 1s. We're going to have to go back and have a look and see if this is affected by that. Now, okay, but now we get 1, 2 pairs there. Now, where is... Oh no, it doesn't quite work the same way. 1 is in one of 3 places. Can't go next to the 3, obviously, but actually, this is a lot less potent. 1 is in one of those squares. No, I was about to announce that 1 was in one of these squares, but I actually know better than that. Oh, where's 1 in the bottom row of the grid? That's a better question. It can't be in here, look, and it can't be in there, and it can't be there, so it's in one of those 2 squares. This is bizarre. Oh, I see. 3 in box 1 is in... Oh, no, I can just place it, actually. That was so strange. The way my brain worked there, just to share it with you, and you can laugh at me, is it said, okay, there's no 3 there, and I can't put a 3 there, because it would be next to a 1. Therefore, I was about to pencil mark a 3 into those 2 squares. And... yes, that's very, very strange, isn't it? Because I'm seeing the fact that a 3 can't be next to a 1 if the 3 is above the 1, but I wasn't seeing immediately the 3 couldn't be there when it would still be next to a 1. It's just below it. Anyway, that is a 3. So there's a 3 in one of those. Ah, hang on. Yes, oh, sorry. Right, this is easier. Where's 3 in box 9 is a very good question, I think. We can't put 3 next to a 1 or a 2, so it can't go in those squares. It's just placed. So... 3 in box 3 is a bit restricted. We've got 3's pincering those squares naturally. We can't put 3 in this domino because it will be next to the 1 in the other position, and 3 and 1 are not far enough apart. So there's a 3 in one of these, a 3 in one of these. Can't put a 3 here. Oh wow. Oh, hang on, that can't be a 5 anymore because it's 5 is too close to 3. Good grief, what on earth do we do next then? This is really strange, isn't it? Because it's not at all apparent to me. Four in this box is restricted. 4 can't go next to 3, full stop. And it can't go in this little corner square because one of these squares is a 2. And 2 and 4 are only 2 apart. But it could go here, I think. Because if it goes here and this is a 1, that would still work. This is not that easy. Okay, what about a 3? If you've got a digit that's next to a 3, it can't be a low digit, can it? So all of these digits that are next to 3s have to be, they can't be 1s and 2s, and they can't be 4s and 5s, so they are all very high indeed. They're all at least 6. Okay, I've got one thing as a result of that. But can we do any better? Yeah, well, okay. The thing I've seen is in this box. I've seen a small thing there, but it doesn't look as good. Let's look at this box and ask where 5 is in this box now, because I think that's a relatively sensible thing to ask. 5, it can't be in the domino with a 4, can it? Because 4 and 5 are consecutive, they're not 3 apart. So I think 5 has to be there. Which, see, I don't know whether, no, that can be 5, because if that's 5, and one, yeah, in fact, if that's 5, they have to be an 8-9 pair, which is maybe a bit interesting. Ah, right. I can do some. Actually, I don't. Right. I'm going to just tell you the quick thing I saw up here, which is I asked where 2 could go in this box, and it can't go next to 1, obviously. So it's in one of those 2 squares. It can't go there because it'll displace this 1 pencil mark and place a 1 in one of these 2 squares where it will be next to a 2 if I put it there. So 2. I don't think that's good. But one thing I just noticed here is I can't put 4 in the corner, because if I put 4 in the corner, what's this digit? And the point is, it's too big to be 3 away from both of these digits, because it's now at least equal to 7, and we can get away with one of these pairs by making it 6 and 9, but the other one is impossible. There aren't 2 different relationships between those 3 digits where they're both 3 apart, so we can't put 4 in the corner. 4 is going to go there. Yeah, and that place is 6, because you can't put 6 next to 4 ever. So these squares are now 7, 8, and 9. And therefore, my phone's buzzing. That's fine, I'll deal with that later. Now we've got to think again. So... now we've got to think again. Oh, no, that's nonsense. I was about to announce I got 3 up here, but that 3 is not in a line with those squares. That can't be 9 by Sudoku. No, that doesn't quite work. Where do we look now? I have not got a clue. That's not a valid corner pencil mark. Now we've put the 4 in the grid. 4 can go next to 1. Can we sort out these 1s and 2s somehow? No, I don't think we can. Oh, wait a moment. Look, if that's a 3, that's a 6, isn't it? Can't be 4 or 5. There we go. That's something very straightforward. So this can't be 6. 7, 8, 9 triple in the bottom row now. I'll look at that in a moment, but let's just see if we can do better with this 6 here. So, what are we saying? Where, yeah, where's 4 and 5 in this box now? I can't put 4 or 5 next to 6. So I think 4 and 5 have to be a pair up here. And that seems to place a 2 in the box. And 2 can't go next to 4. So that's 5. That's 4. And now, are we cooking with gas? Oh, nearly. Well, hang on. I've got 1. I know 1s and 4s are okay, aren't they? 2 down here has become difficult, because the 4 and the 1 are in this little pattern there. So before, I'd noticed this couldn't be a 2, but now I don't think this can be a 2, because if row 8 column 2 is a 2, it'll displace the 1 and the 4. These will become a 1-4 pair, and the 2 will be next to a 1 or a 4. So 2 is in one of those 3 squares now. Can we do better than that? That means 2's in one of those 3 squares. It's only... Yeah, I thought I was going to say this can't be a 2, but then my brain said no, you can only play the game, the orthogonal game, within boxes, and that's right. I'm not allowed to span a box here. So we can only play these games within boxes. So this is a 7-8 pair. And I don't think there's enough information in box 1 to disambiguate that. Oh yeah, we had this 7-8. Oh yeah, so we've got this 7-8-9 triple in row 9, the 9 of which is definitely in this in one of these 2 squares, so that is not a 9. These digits in fact are the same. So maybe we look at those digits, do we? 1, 2, 5, 6. I'm just going to pencil mark the 1. The 1 seems to have to be in this domino, and the 2 can't go in the same domino as the 1, can it? So the 2 is in one. So the 2 is in one of those 2. The 1 is in one of these 2. And the 5 and 6 have to be chaperoned appropriately. Well, no, they could be in those 2 squares across the box, and that wouldn't break the rule. No, they couldn't, because that would put the 2 back here. So we might have to be careful about keeping the 5 and the 6 apart. Oh, hang on, that can't be a 6. Yeah, that can't be a 6. It would be too close to 7 or 8. So 6 is in here. So 6 is in one of those. No, actually, hang on. Where is 6 in this box? Yeah, so sorry, let's do this slowly. 6 is in one of these, and 6 is here. So 6 is in one of those 2 squares. So one thing I can see as a result of that is there's no way this can... in fact, there's no way this can be 4 or 5. Oh, good grief. Right, because if this is 4 or 5... it's going to be next to a 6 wherever that 6 may go. So that is not 4 or 5. So 4 is up here. So 4 is here. Well, one of those 3. 5. Actually, no, I almost had too many pencil marks before. 5 is in one of those squares now. And 2 and 5 are 3 apart, annoyingly. So, okay, so I haven't actually... I haven't done nearly as well as I thought I had. Sorry. But there is a 6 in one of these, and 6 is restrictive in the sense that you now can't put... you can't put that many digits in here. 1 obviously can go in here. 2 can't. I've got a 2's pencil mark there. 3 can't. 4 can't. We've just worked out. 5 can't. 6 can't. So, oh, it's 1. Okay, this is the key square. This has to be a 1 by sort of naked single nonsense. Because if it's 7 or 8, it's too close to this. So its actual only value is 1. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's lovely. That does this. So that's 1 and that's 2. Oh, and... oh, nearly. Well, the 2 would have been ruled out from there anyway by dint of it being next to 1. 1 can be next to 4. Let's get rid of the purple and see if that helps us. So 1 is in one of those 3 squares. And for our next trick, we will argue about... oh, it's very difficult. If you put 5 here, then 5 and 4 are in these 3 squares and have to be kept apart. So this would have to be a chaperoning digit. 4 and 5 canoodle rather too eagerly otherwise. Okay, and these squares, these include 6, but so this can't be a 5, because that would put 6 in one of these, which would be too naughty for words. So this has become a bit restricted. But, okay, let's, I'm not sure where to look actually. If we made, if that's a 5, that has to be 8 then, doesn't it? Because otherwise it's too close. If that's 5, and that would have to be 6. So it would go 5, 8, 6. I don't think that's a problem. I'm not sure. Maybe what I have to do is somehow pencil mark more of these squares. Let us have a quick scan around the grid and try and work out what's likely here. I haven't got a clue. It could be... Oh, yeah, okay. 1 being here has given me a 1 in box 3. And that prevents the 3 from being underneath the 1. So the 3 goes here. So now there's a 3 in one of those squares. This can't be a 1 by dint of a little known technique known as Sudoku. So, okay, so 2, oh, nearly, and 4, in fact. Yeah, maybe this box is where we go next. Where's 2? By Sudoku, it's not in any of those squares, and it can't be next to 3. So 2 is restricted. So 2 is in one of those. It can't go next to 1. Now 2 is... oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, where's 2 in row 6 of the grid? Now, it can't be here. And it can't be here because we've got this 1-2 pair. And yet we know that within this box, the 2 is in this column. So the only position left is there. But the problem with that is it peters out rather quickly, I think. I'd love to know which way round these go. That feels like something I'm probably meant to know. Okay, well, let's try 4 over here as well, because 4 also can't go next to 3, can it? So the 4 is definitely in one of those squares, which means it's in one of these. It can go next to 1. No, that's not it. What about 5 then? Because 5... oh, that's great. That is beautiful. Where does 5 go in box 3? It can't. It also cannot go next to 3, and it's only got 1 square left, which is that one, and that is just displacing the 2 and the 4 pencil marks I just wrote in. So 4 is in one of these. It can go next to 5. Be careful, Simon. 2. Oh, 2. That's gorgeous. Where's 2 in box 2? It can't go next to 1. It has to go here, and that does the middle. So that becomes a 2. How many 2s have we got? Several. Really several. Oh, no. No, 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 no. No. Yeah. No, but yes. Okay, so 2s are sort of locked into this pattern. It's not resolved, I don't think. That was nearly great, wasn't it? This is a 1 now by Sudoku. How many 1s have we got in the grid? Lots. Can we get another one? Yes, we can. Now that's beautiful, because now this can't be 2. And if that can't be 2, this is a 2. And the one has played, has acted as a chaperone, look, in the bottom row. It's kept the 5 and 6 apart. This has become a 2. Oh, so that's a 2. Okay. Oh, in fact, look at this. Look at this. James, this is so clever. Honestly, The way this is flowing is really beautiful. Now the 2 can't go next to a 3. So the 3 gets placed as a result of this, which means that is not a 3. Can't put 3 next to 2. So 3 is in one of those 3 cells. Can't put 3 next to 2. Can't put 3 next to 2. Oh, bother. I thought we were going to go places then, but no. No, I'm not sure. This digit's interesting. It must have a home in this box, mustn't it? And it seems to have to be there now. So these 3 digits are all the same. Our arrow is totally finished now. And 4, is it something to do with 4 in this box? 4 can't go next. Oh no, because 4 can go next to 1. What about these squares then? Oh yeah, that's a good question. Because we can play the games, can't we? We can play the games around, yeah. Where's 6 in this box? 6 can't go next to 5, and so now 6 is right at the top. Neither of these can be 7, so the 7 goes straight in. 7 and 5 are 2 apart. So this isn't 7. Oh. Okay, it didn't quite go as far as I was hoping, but it went somewhere. 5 is in one of those squares. 7, 8 pair here, so these are resolved. That's an 8, that's a 9. So this is an 8. What's this digit? That's just a write-in, isn't it? That's a 6 by Sudoku in row 3. So 6 comes out of the middle square. In fact, we know what these digits are as well, don't we? They are 4, 5... Well, that's lovely. They're 4, 5 and 9. But 4 and 5 can't be together within this string. So the 9 chaperones them. And the 4 and the 5, I can't put 4 next to 2. So I must put 5 there and 4 there, I think. So this isn't 4 anymore. Oh, nearly. Very close to getting a 4 in box 5. Oh, this is beautiful. Good grief. I can place 4 in box 4. And the way I can do that is I've got this 4 pencil mark, and I've got this real 4, and I can't put 4 on top of a 5 domino because 4 and 5 are too close. So that has to be 4, which means that's 4 by the looks of things. How many 4s have we got? Quite a lot. Ah, yeah, well I get one there. That's still something. And I think I get left with an X-swing down at the bottom. But this 4 must be dramatically powerful, because it can't be next to 5 or 6 in this box. So where are 5 and 6? They have to be in those 2 squares, so that has to be 6. Because it can't be 5, it would be too close to 3. That must be 5. Oh, I see, and I get left with a sort of 7, 8, 9 triple. So this is from 7, 8 and 9 as well, I'm just noticing in column 1, and maybe I could have done that before. These squares are from... Oh, 5 can't go next to 4. So this is 7 or 8. This is 5 by Sudoku. 5 is in one of those... bobbins, it can be either. 5 is in one of those 2. What about these then? 3, 7, 7 and 8 have to be chaperoned. Naughty 7, naughty 8. And I can't put 7 next to 5, so that's 8, that's 7. 5 here does this 5 and 6 at the bottom. So 6 is in one of those 3 squares. 5 is now right in the middle of the grid, as so often happens in these variant Sudokus. And I need... What do I need? 4, 7 and 8. Oh, 3. Oh no, not quite. 3 is in this domino. Can't go next to 5 though, can it? So that must be a 3. 6 can't go next to 5, so that must be a 6. 4. Oh, can't go next to 5. Yeah, we're finding some patterns now. 7 can't go next to 5 in the box, so that's 7. That's 9. That's 8. And this is a 7 by Sudoku. So that must be a 7 by Sudoku. We know that's the same digit as that. So all of these go in. And have we got chaperoning going on? We have got 4, 8 and 9. So yes, we do. Well, admittedly, we could have done that a different way, but it was much more exciting to do it by chaperonage. That's an 8. Can we do... We probably can't, actually. We might have to... Well, let's do this column. That seems doable, doesn't it? Let's do this column. That also seems doable. Oh, we've got sort of entropy. 147, 258. This is going to be 369. But somehow unresolved, I think. Oh no, because I can use the funny rule, can't I? 8 can't be next to 6 or 9, so that's got to be 3. And 6 can't be next to 5, so that goes in that order. So that becomes a 3. And I think, unless I've made an error, it looks like we're sort of getting there, aren't we? And that should be a 6. And we've got 369 there as well. Yeah, okay. Okay, so there's something... How interesting. Yeah, if you look at the grid now, there's definitely some sort of weird roping pattern going on, because we've always got in each box coming down the columns, you've always got a 147 triple, a 258 triple, and a 369 triple in every single group of 3. So there's enormous ropage going on. Anyway, is this right? Yes. 14 people have solved it in a month. That is absolutely world class. James Kopp, take a bow. I haven't done one of your puzzles for ages, and then you come up with that. That is absolutely brilliant. That you can disambiguate this grid with a given 3 in the corner, and the stuff about the arrow going from this box to this box. Isn't it beautiful? Well, it is. It just is. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.